Hi from Estes Park, Colorado, home of the Stanley Hotel, which is right behind me. Now, this is the place where Stephen King stayed and was inspired to write The Shining. We finally get a continuation to the story in Dr. Sleep. If you're ready to go backstage, check out these interviews. It is so great to meet you.
It's great to meet you.
Let me just give you a one-word review of this film. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I mean,
That's a relief.
is just, you kind of look like, it's great. The bar is so high.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm so nervous.
No, and
yeah.
so that's the opening question for you. How nervous were you to take this on?
Terrified. I haven't slept well in a long time anyway, but I particularly haven't slept well since starting this one. I've had an ulcer kind of eating away at me since the movie got greenlit. The pressure of this I've never experienced before. It's sacred ground. You know, it's The Shining. It's really intimidating.
And it's funny you say that because we're sitting here at Estes Park at the Stanley, where the universe was created.
Yes.
Just about a floor up from us.
Yeah, like right
You're
over there.
Yeah. How does it make you feel? I know that I was intimidated a little bit. I went to the Stephen King room. Yep. I looked at the door. As the guy, and I know you're a huge fan of this film. How does it make you feel to be here?
Oh, this place is Mecca for me, and this is my third time here. I came here in 2013 when my first movie was kind of doing its first press press junket, and I've always just adored this place because, in a really profound way, the Stanley Hotel and the fact that Stephen King stayed here when he stayed here, it changed horror cinema forever. You know, it's had a profound impact on the genre in its entirety, and a lot of people, I think, in ways we don't even see overtly. But yeah, it's a very special place. I love it here.
How many times have you seen The Shining?
Oh God, hundreds now, and at least 100 of those were while we were in prep for Dr. Sleep. But yeah, I first saw it when I was in 5th grade, and it traumatized me as a kid. And I revisited it frequently. You know, the imagery of The Shining burned its way into my brain permanently when I was a child, and it stayed with me. But yeah, I thought I'd seen it a lot, but man, when getting ready to do this, I mean, we all just completely buried ourselves in it.
Is it true that on your computer somewhere you have all work and no play makes Mike a dull boy?
I'm sure, yeah.
I've seen, there's rumors about that, and I'm like, wow, this guy is really...
No lie, I actually in college I had a pop quiz in my editing class. And I hadn't prepared for it at all. And rather than I knew I was going down in flames on this quiz. And rather than just accept it, I wrote, too much beer and no sleep make Mike fail a quiz on every single line of it, and turned it in. And I got a C-
Hey, man.
for it. Yeah. But yeah, it's always been kind of baked in.
So was Stephen King, did you meet with him? Did you send him the script? How involved was he?
Well, he's incredibly involved when it comes to approvals.
Oh.
You know, kind of more than any other author I know in the business. But he also stays far away. He really wants the movie to be yours. And so I never had. We started emailing each other after he liked Gerald's Game. But the first time I ever spoke to Steve on the phone was after he saw an early cut of Dr. Sleep. And the first time I met him was when I brought the finished film to Bangor to screen for him. So when I sent him the script, I just emailed it off and held my breath and freaked out for a while he read it. But he's been very vocal and involved in a lot of the creative decisions of it. And if he hadn't blessed us to handle it the way we did with regards to Kubrick and to Kubrick's iconography, I wouldn't have done the film. But yeah, we're in much more frequent touch now.
What was it like to meet him for the first time? He's just...
I choked. I completely froze up. He's been my hero since I was a kid. So I was as starstruck as I've ever been. But it was surreal. It was incredible.
We'll close with this. What was it like as a fan now to be on the sets that resemble? And I don't want to. There's no spoilers on what I'm about to ask you. But if you look around, there are some things maybe in the movie that resembled the first one. What was that like?
It was like walking into my own memories. You know, it was like inhabiting places that the Overlook Hotel, especially as Kubrick presented it. I think a lot of us have built that hotel in our imaginations. You know, a lot of us that grew up with that film. So for me, walking onto those sets, it was so familiar. I knew where everything was. It was like walking through a dream, and I turned into a kid. It happened to all of us. I saw it happen to Ewan McGregor. We all stepped foot into some of those spaces and we just smiled and we were kids again. It was really, it's like nothing else I've ever experienced professionally.
Well, it's nice to meet you. Congratulations.
Nice to meet you.
Fantastic
Thank you.
work on this.
Thank you.
Tell me about the audition for this role.
Well, I was fresh out of camp. I got this 10-page long audition, and it was so vague. I was like, I don't know if I can do this right. And when I went to my acting coach, I wasn't even off book. I felt so horrible about it. Didn't feel like I was going to book it. And then around a month later, I got a call back, and I said, wow, did not expect that. And then I went to my acting coach. We worked on the character for 2 days straight. We pulled as much as we could from the character because it was a vaguer script. And we thought it was a Marvel movie. We had no idea what it was. And we sent it in. I felt much better about it. And then about a week later, Mr. Mike calls my mom and he says, hey, we would love Kyliegh to come in and read with Mr. Ewan. And my brother freaks out. He goes, Kyliegh, do you know who that is? And I go, I think so. And he says, that's Obi-Wan. And I said, oh dear. Oh my, I'm nervous now. And my brother was freaking out. It was hilarious. When I went to read, I was so nervous. I was having this whole twitch and it was so nerve-wracking. But when I walked into the room, everyone was so nice and so kind and so laid back. All my nerves just melted away. And I felt good about my reading. I hope that was enough to book it. And I was in school. My mom had been working in the same place as, had been working in the same school as me, and she came knocking on my reading class door, and my teacher goes, Kyliegh, your mom's outside. And I go, oh dear, this is what decides it all. And I walked out, and my mom says, Kyliegh, you're going to be in a movie. And I freaked out. We were jumping all over the lockers, and it was, oh my God, it was amazing. My hair was everywhere. I was so sweaty, and I walked back into class, and my classmates were like, what are you doing? What happened? And I said, I couldn't tell anyone. I said,
right.
I'm getting a new dog. They were like, yeah, sure.
What did you know about The Shining before this?
Well, I'd heard of it. I didn't know a lot about it. I had heard about the book. I knew that it was big, but I hadn't been super into the horror genre then yet, because I was not allowed to watch too many horror movies. But I got a free horror movie pass, and I watched it right before the callback.
Tell me about the look. When your character gets The Shining, how long did it take for you to practice that particular look when you get taken over by it? Because you
I stole from 11.
What's that?
I stole from 11 from Stranger Things.
Okay, but you just nailed it. Like,
Thank
I'm
you.
curious, like, what was going through your mind?
Oh.
What do you channel?
Like when I'm in Mr.
Yes.
Ewan? When I'm Mr. Ewan?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was mirroring Mr. Ewan. I watched him play it in the reading, and I kind of just observed how he spoke, how he acted, his habits, and I kind of just put that into Avra.
Are you old enough to go see this movie?
I've seen it. I've seen it. I saw it in August, actually. It was so disturbingly amazing. There were so many emotions. It was, oh my gosh, Shay. Oh my God, Kyliegh, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, this is scary. This is disturbing. I'm gonna cry. This is sad. Woo!
By the way, I just saw the look what you just did. I got a little sample of it. There it is. There it is. I'm creeped out just sitting here in this hallway looking at and the very building where Stephen King was inspired by this. So my final question for you today is: do you have a favorite scene from Dr. Sleep?
I think every scene where Abra's facing off the True Knot is super awesome. The energy is just so powerful and angry and also super cool. It was so amazing to shoot.
I love it. Awesome. Great work.
Thank you.
Yay. I'm still creeped up by this behind us.
Me too. It's terrifying.
If you dare to go back, Dr. Sleep, now playing in theaters. Our Travel by Warner Brothers Pictures.